Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. I'm Kevin, and today we're going to talk a little bit about top signals and profit taking, specifically with Bitcoin, but this can apply to a lot of different assets out there because Big Daddy Bitcoin carries the whole market the majority of the time. So if you enjoy content like this, please like and subscribe, ping that notification bell, and check out our free educational materials at dadsdefispace.org or join my private group. It's still free for the time being, but it won't be forever. And check out our links below. They are affiliate links, but help support our channel. And of course, remember, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a dad who enjoys investing and learning about Web3 and the crypto and DeFi space. This space comes with a lot of risk. You can lose all your money, and most importantly, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and please do your own research. Now that we got that over with, let's get to it. And that is Ethereum. So Ethereum stablecoin volume has increased by $1.11 billion just over the last, week. Are we set to have a huge Ethereum pump? Is it really time for Ethereum season and not Bitcoin season? This is a sign that we are getting closer and closer and closer to altcoin season. That's absolutely awesome. I love it. So we're going to be taking a look at why and possibly when Ethereum might pump. So if you get into this article, right, the inflows going onto the Ethereum blockchain are massive. And understand that anything on Ethereum tends to be paired with Ethereum. So even if people are trading meme coins or small low cap alts, Ethereum starts pumping because that's what it's trading against. So the inflows, yes, they're stable coins, but what do you think those whales are going to buy with their stables? Yes, you got it. It's going to be ETH, and it's going to be other altcoins, you degens out there, right? So I'm just bringing this up to your attention because I want you to understand how close we are to the real alt season. And that is what we wait for every 4 years in this space. It's what I made huge gains on last cycle. Just make sure to take profits. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about what do we do towards the end of the market. And I've talked about this plenty of times before, but I'm going to keep bringing it up again and again and again. So I wanted to bring up a chart and an indicator that I think is very useful to kind of determine where we are within the market cycle. And this is the global liquidity, or M2 chart, to the Bitcoin chart, right? And so basically what you need to understand is M2 is the global money supply, and they're looking at these federal reserves: USA, China, the EU, the UK, Japan, Canada, Russia, and Australia. These are the big players, right? So when global liquidity is increasing, that extra liquidity, that extra cash, some of it ends up in the crypto space, especially Bitcoin. So when, usually, not always, when global money supply goes up, the price of Bitcoin goes up, right? You can see right here, right? This blue area, right? This is the M2 money supply, right? And you can see when it started to take a dip here, which was after the initial decline during last market cycle, kind of leveled out here, and everyone thought we were forming a base. But as the M2 supply started going down right here, what happened? Price goes down. Now Global money supply at the bottom of the bear starts ticking back up. We start ticking back up. You can see it even go back a previous cycle. Right here, we're looking at 2018. Here's your peak, right? Money supply had been going up. Then it starts going back down. Then what happens? Bear market. So I would not just look at global liquidity in relation to Bitcoin as a single indicator, but it's a great one to add to your arsenal to just keep an eye on to understand how hot or cold the Bitcoin and crypto market is. Now, the next one I want to take a look at, and by the way, all of these charts come from Bitcoin Magazine Pro. Back in the day, this was called lookintobitcoin.com. The majority of their charts are free to use, which is awesome. Now, the next one I've shown on the channel before, and that's the MVRV score. This is a Bitcoin blockchain analysis chart, and it's trying to assess, the fair value of Bitcoin. So basically it's looking at the value, the black line, the realized value, the blue line, and the Z score, which is the own line. And it's a crazy standard deviation. I'm not going to get into those details. This is where we're sitting at right now. Okay. But I want to show you something from the past. What do you notice during the tip when the MVRZ score peaked? Here, market cycle top. Here, another top. Here, another top. Here, another top, at least the first top, not the double top that bled out going into the bear market. And then finally, we have not a top yet. So once you start to see this edge back up, okay, once this score starts edging back up, we know we're entering into that last little sprint during the final phase 4 stage of the bull run. So please put MVRVZ score into your bag. Keep an eye on this one. It's a good one. Here's another one we look at, the plural multiple, which has to do with on-chain activity. They're looking at miner revenue, and also they're looking at, not miner revenue. They are looking at miners and their revenue, but they're looking at it and refers to how much Bitcoin are miners selling at any given time. And then they're also looking at the 365-day moving average of the daily issuance and value of Bitcoin. So this is kind of a complicated one, but basically, to simplify it, they're looking at how much miners are selling at any given time, because, I mean, they got to pay the bills. So this tends to top at market cycle tops here. This was the smaller one. Here. This one didn't top at all. That's why a lot of people think the first top last market cycle, which occurred in the spring of 2021, was the actual top of Bitcoin's 4-year cycle last time. But another good one to add to your bag, the plural multiple. Now, the next one I want to look at, this one you're going to hear all about online. It's called the pi cycle top, right? The pi cycle top, what you're going to have is the orange line crossing over the green line close to the top of the market cycle. Now, this uses the 111-day moving average and a newly created 350-day moving average, and they multiply it by 2. Now, once you do that, you'll get a number, right, that ends up being close to pi, hence the name. But nonetheless, that moving average, they cross near each market cycle top. Here, that one was a little late. This one was almost perfect. It missed the second top. And look, we haven't crossed yet. Orange is still below the green line. So let me zoom in real quick right here, I guess. Once this orange line right here starts to cross over the green line, you better have a sell plan in place before that happens. Again, not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. The final thing I wanted to look at today is called the Bitcoin Rainbow Price Chart Indicator. Now, this indicator actually shows us um, the logarithmic regression bands. Let me zoom in a little bit. I just kind of want to show the last two cycles. Whoops, that is not what I want it to do. Let me try that one more time. So the rainbow price chart, if I zoom in on this chart, there we go, right? You can see that during the last market cycle, we got into the third orange band, and then the second peak kind of just barely tipped above the yellow. Well, what's happening is Bitcoin is getting bigger. And as Bitcoin gets bigger, that is not what I want to do either. As Bitcoin gets bigger and a higher market cap, the gains decrease. This is called the law of diminishing returns. That is not what I meant to go to. I apologize. But the law of diminishing returns within the rainbow price chart basically would show us that towards the end of the market cycle, we're going to get more to the upper regions of that regression band. And we can actually use this to get a good idea of where we might go this market cycle. Now, the last market cycle, this is high as we got, was like mid-orange. And I would expect this market cycle, we're not going to get that high. And I would say, we don't have numbers on here, but this would be approximately, say, 180 to 200K. That's why I'm weary when people are saying, yo, Bitcoin's going to 250K, Bitcoin's going to 500,000, Bitcoin's going to 1 million. Unless something big happens, like every country in the world does a Bitcoin strategic reserve, then maybe. But that is not what I see in our near future. I see us topping out somewhere in this mid-orange region, the lower one, right? And that should put us somewhere squarely between 120, say at the most 175. And that's kind of pushing it, in my opinion. Now, that does not mean that we will not go higher than that. I always reserve the right to reassess and change my thesis. That's part of investing. But as of right now, I am not ready to sell yet. Not financial advice, but I am not ready to sell yet. So just to recap, Ethereum, Wells, lots of stable coins going on to Ethereum. Before I start looking at when I start looking at charts after this, I want to take a look at Bitcoin ETH first. And I also want, before then, to review top signal indicators. Most importantly, keep a look on the global M2, the money supply. As it goes up, Bitcoin goes up. The MVRV score has marked market cycle tops very well. Pi cycle top, the Puro multiple, and of course, the rainbow price chart. These are indicators that I look at, and when all of them are flashing hot, I'm exiting out of the market at that point. And I'm going to be one of the few channels out there that's going to try to talk sense to everyone out there. When this is happening, I'm going to even have a hard time doing it. Your emotions get the best of you. The coins start pumping. You see big numbers on your phone, on the computer screen, but those numbers mean nothing if you do not take profits. And that's why we talk so much about having a ladder out strategy, having take profit points, and following those rules. Once you make them, you can't take profits and be like, oh man, it's pumping again, then you throw your money back in. That is how the market takes your profit from you. Please think about that. If you feel the need to buy during huge pumps, take a break. Wait 24 hours before buying. Yeah, you'll miss out on some, but you'll also save your butt from liquidation or just losing or messing up your profit in this space. I'm so glad you took some time out of your day today to learn a little bit more about the crypto and DeFi space and how I use on-chain and market cycle indicators to kind of create a game plan of how to take profits, especially with Bitcoin, which leads into all the other assets in this market. If you got nothing else from this video, please come up with your own plan, do your own research, because that is what creates conviction in this space. And that is how you don't sell your bags to BlackRock. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, remember, you can be your own worst enemy in this space, but the best way to fight it, educate yourself, do your own research, and develop conviction. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.